hot diggity dog. This is legit. So this is kind of like their Tabasco. Legit, right? This video was legit and all of you guys are legit. What is happening, guys? Archiezzle here and welcome to another video, Archies. I hope you guys are having a great day, every single one of you people. And I know it's legit, right? It's legit. This video is legit and all of you guys are legit. Today's video, we're gonna be talking about the top 5 mistakes brand new leaders make. I actually filmed this before, but I just had to redo it and edit some stuff. Today, yes, we are gonna be talking about the top 5 big mistakes that brand new army leaders, and even in the civilian side, even if you're in a team leader position, a store manager position, something that has to deal with leadership and you are in charge of different people that are subordinates to you. Number 1 on my list, no doubt, letting rank go all the way to your head. Just remember, every single one of us was once below, at the bottom of the totem pole. Everyone has to start somewhere, you know, you just don't get hired at a certain job and you're the boss right away. And even if that happens, let's say you have an education and you join the military, you join the army, and you become an army officer. Once an army officer, you are in charge of subordinates, enlisted soldiers below you, but you always attend to someone higher to you. This also applies to a lot of brand new soldiers, let's say getting promoted from E4 to E5, and usually this is what happens. As soon as someone puts on the rank of NCO or E5 or you become a leader, they suddenly change like that. So don't let rank get into your head. I'm not saying that you have to be relaxed. There's a certain time and place where you have to be like tough and actually be a leader and command your group, your platoon, your team, or whatever. But not gonna lie, I know you have seen this too. There are a lot of leaders that as soon as they got promoted, they get pinned. The next working day, they're like assholes right away. A good example would be like, okay, someone keeps on talking shit about leadership. Like, I hate this, this is how we're gonna do it. But the next day, as soon as that guy got promoted and started being in that higher position, he turns into an asshole. And whatever he said before that was like really good ideas to improve the work area, the platoon, or whatever team you have, all of a sudden he switches to what corporate tells him to do. It's like, dude, what happened to your ideologies? What happened to your ideas to make this workplace better? And now you're just sounding like our boss. So you basically just put on that rank, that position, that title, and you just turned into them. So instead of being a hero, you turned into a villain. You are in that perfect situation that you know what's happening in the bottom and you're in the top now, so you can address and kind of help both sides of the team. Not just in the army, but also in the civilian life. Number 2 on my list, being a leader and not just being a follower. Some people have probably said this before. To be a good leader, you also have to be a good follower. That is true, because you can't just like bark out orders and expect people to follow you. You also have to follow someone or listen to someone's idea. A good example in the army, let's say you're an E5, you're a sergeant, but you have this high-speed specialist that's been in longer than you, and that happens in real life, that has had different situations, different experiences from deployment, being in garrison environment, and many more. You might think this is the best way to finish this certain task, but this specialist actually has a better idea. So instead of like just canceling him out or not listening to him, try to listen to what he has to say. Maybe he has a better idea. Usually it's people who's been in a different unit, and then they go to your current unit where certain things are done the old way, but it could be more faster and expedited using his idea. A good example from actual MOS as a medic, you know, in the morning during sick call, you pre-screen a lot of people, you use ADTMC, you determine if this guy is returned to duty or he has to go to the clinic, make an appointment, or it's emergent, go to the ER and all that good stuff, you know. There's certain ways how to speed up that process. Different places have different SOPs. So if your SOP doesn't work out or it's kind of like clunky and doesn't go smoothly as planned, try to listen to someone who's lower than you who might have a better idea, or try to ask like, hey, specialist, or hey guy, or someone lower than you in a civilian setting type of job, you know, ask him or ask for feedback, like what do you guys think would be better so our job every day would be easier and more faster and more effective. I apologize if I'm being too general, but I hope you get my idea. Number 3, listen to your soldiers, listen to your peers, and be respectful. As a leader, we know we have to be firm also. There's a place and time, once again, to be mean, to be serious, and there's time to joke and play. If you work hard, you play hard as well. You can't just be all tough all day. You have to like loosen it up, you know, for team bonding purposes and just to know the person more so you can be more effective as a team. Again, not just military side, but also in the civilian side. So if you treat your soldiers, if you treat your employees like shit, guess what? They are not gonna respect you back. So you gotta listen to them. If they have issues with the family, appointments here and there for medical stuff, someone having financial issues, or someone's constantly late. I mean, in the military, you're always gonna be mad. Like, why the hell are you always late, Private? You know that you have to be early 15 minutes prior, and it's your fault. You should have said something or planned something ahead of time so you wouldn't be late. Of course, that would be the initial reaction in the military. I don't know how it is in the civilian side, I forgot. But the point is, after yelling or cussing out the soldier or something, you know, you gotta realize and ask, like, what is the main reason? Why are you actually late, or what's happening with you at the moment? Is there some issues with the family? Your car broke and you don't have money to fix it? So, you know, so try to be respectful. If your subordinates call you sergeant, sir, ma'am, or whatever, or boss, you know, show them respect as well. Give it back. It goes back to that saying again, you know, don't quote me on this one. I don't know the exact saying, but it's like, don't do unto others what you don't others want to do unto you. Legit. So if you treat them like shit, they are gonna treat you like shit also in returns. But if you treat them with respect and dignity and listen to what they have to say, they are gonna give you back the same thing, and then the team will be more effective and successful in whatever shit you gotta do. So be respectful. Again, there's a time and place to play, and there's a time and place to work hard. Number 4 on my list, accepting mistakes and correcting people. Okay, let's do the military side first. You know, when someone comes up, let's say someone higher ranking, an officer, and they have like a messed up patch or it's kind of crooked, you know, we tend to not to correct them, or we're really scared of the rank. Because when you tell someone like, excuse me sir, I think your rank is kind of crooked or out of place, the way we think is that when we tell someone who's higher ranking than us, they are gonna cuss us out. Like I don't know, is that like a mentality in the military? I guess like the whole 6 years I've been in, I've been thinking about that also. I mean, there's a time and place again, you know, there's also tact, like saying it the right way. But my point is, it's always hard to correct someone who's higher ranking than you, or who's a supervisor, who's like, who has a higher position than you. You won't tell your boss at your job like, hey sir, I think you did this wrong. Not just uniform wise, but like, hey sir, I saw you do that transaction with a customer and I think you did the wrong thing. It's always kind of hard to do that. Again, it depends on your situation and your working relationship with your boss, your supervisor, your NCO, your sir, whatever. But it's always like that. Yeah, when we see someone like someone brand new or a private, we see them jacked up with their PC and everything messed up with their uniform, we're like, hey private, what the hell are you doing? We cuss him out, we yell at him like they're like nothing. So learn how to correct people. It doesn't matter what rank, what position that person holds, you know. If we really want a unified and more higher standard in our unit, in our companies, in our work area, civilian side, military side, you know, try to police everyone. Try to police up each other. Not just uniform, but different situation. If you see someone making wrong comments or stuff online, this is one of the most recent stuff that's going on YouTube for the military YouTube community. If you see someone that's making a wrong impression, especially to a lot of kids, you know, you gotta correct them. Like, this is not how you're supposed to do it. I think you better take that off, because if not, you're gonna get in trouble. So police up each other, which is also tied up with accepting your own mistake. A lot of people, supervisor, bosses, whoever's in charge, they don't accept mistake. They're always gonna say like, hey, I've been doing this for like years before you were even born. So you don't have the right position. You don't have anything. You don't have no privilege to tell me that I'm doing wrong. That is wrong, because again, it goes back. If you want to be a good leader, you gotta be a good listener. You gotta listen to your subordinates. Like, oh, I think you're right. Yes, I have been in for like 20, 30 years or whatever, but I'm not perfect. I'm also a human being. So that's how leaders are supposed to think. Not just barking orders and barking out like, oh, this, and this, and everything just goes that way. Nothing goes back. So that's not a good communication process. It's always a give and take. It's not always just one way. And last but not the least, buddy with your soldier or your co-worker. How many times that has happened before? You know, fraternization in the military, that's what we call it. Buddies with someone. E5 hanging out with a brand new PFC because they share the same interest. That is fine if it's off duty, but they ended up hanging out and drinking out, going anywhere and acting crazy, and you still see them acting the same way, talking the same way, body language, even during work hours. That's gonna cause a lot of chaos in like just messed up situation in your work environment. It's the same thing if you work in retail or whatever type of office. If the boss is kind of like in cahoots or in good relationship, especially with like a female or the opposite sex or whatever the situation may be, it doesn't look right. It doesn't sound right. People will be like, how is this person A, getting treated so much better than person B? Just because they're your friends, that's what people will see. So don't be buddies with your people, with your soldiers, with your subordinates. There's always a time and place. So that is my top 5. This is what I'm gonna leave you guys. If you have been in a leadership position, if you have been obviously a subordinate or some way or form, we all have been there. What was the most craziest situation you've seen? What do you think, or what tips or advice can you guys give to brand new leaders, not just in the military but in the civilian side also? What are your tips to be a good leader? Have you been practicing it? Are you guilty of some of these mistakes that I brought up? And if you haven't done so, by the way, shirts are on sale. Links are down below on Teespring, Archiezzle. They're on sale at the moment, 15 bucks. I might lower them down if you really want it. Like, share, subscribe, hit that thumbs up because YouTube has been messing up. And if you like this video, please support the channel. And that is it for today. Archiezzle out. Legit.